Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back. Oh, there it is. Don't worry, Dota's there. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the Star Ladder I-League Star Series Season 3. I'm Lyrical, going to be joined by the illustrious TrentPax on our way to try and figure out what's going on in EU Dota. Sir, how you doing? You having a good day so far?
Oh, fantastic. EU. We're good to go. It's a Horde Alliance. Everyone's favorite Swedish matchup. It's kind of, I don't know, this team kind of started out as like one of those things that was just chilling, going on. I don't know, they were attending a couple tournaments. Now they're in Star Ladder together. Pretty excited to watch them play up against their fellow namesake here. The Warcraft clans are about to do battle.
That's great. I'm excited too. You know, it's I cast their game a little while ago when they were doing the WESG qualifier stuff, and obviously at that point you ended up having a little bit of a stronger thing. Oh, I'm getting the cursor bug right now where I see somebody else's cursor that's going on. This one's not mine, guys. Don't worry. This guy's a little bit out there, but we'll do actually, that means I need to rejoin, doesn't it?
Yeah, you have to.
Okay.
Yeah, just disconnect and come back in. Should be okay. Sometimes you have to actually close out the entire client when you get that one. That one's a classic. You were watching replays. How dare you watch Dota before your cast?
I know, research is terrible. But I wanted to let you know that we have a couple of cool little things that are going on now. There's some nifty little graphics I can show up while this is happening, so it doesn't just completely look like a disaster. So the rosters that are there, oh my God, Shazam! Look at them go. And while that is just up there, I'm going to restart Dota. Yeah, a lot of familiar faces. You know, we've still got the good old Loda EGM combo. But Ake obviously no longer with them. Is there anybody that's standing out to you on these couple of squads here as like must watch, keep your eye on people?
Well, I guess you can see the first bands. Excalibur, obviously, Meepo guy, Tinker guy, does this kind of crazy stuff. Eskill as well. Eskill and Pablo, two guys I've watched for a pretty long time. Pablo in particular, back on his run with like Team Cookies that him and Kezu were on when it started out. And a lot of Rubik plays come out from him. Fantastic group player. Very good Earth Spirit player, too.
10 seconds
not sure
remaining.
if we'll get to see that, depending if we end up with like a Slardar Darkseer going on here or something, and this becomes
remaining.
4, or maybe we'll get a Earth Spirit roaming on in since we have the nice setup from the OD. Could be the Miranda 2. Seen him play, one of those. Either way, I think whatever position 4 hero Horde have, OD's probably the best mid to set you up in the majority of games these days.
He's just so strong, and like I was thinking about this the other day. There's somebody on Twitter that was asking about like Hurricane Pike and this item, when is it appropriate? And it feels like he's one of the few heroes that can really take advantage of that item at like early levels, because he just deals so much damage. The Arcane Orb, and then you've got, you know, Sanity's Eclipse laid down on top of people. I gotta say, that first pick, Sven, I'm wondering if Alliance might end up coming back to regret that a little bit. It feels like this OD is pretty well situated to deal with that aggression that could come out. And I mean, they go back for the Ember Spirit, so there's a lot of magical damage and the physical. I'm a little bit concerned about it. Do you like the lineup that Alliance has so far?
I think I know what they were going for, I assume, with like seeing the Slardar. I definitely agree with the Slardar first pick. I think that hero's probably the best overall pick right now. Can go 4, can go position 3 in the offlane as well. Very strong. But answering with the Sven, it could just be the support Sven that we saw quite a bit at WESG. Works very well with the Warcry just to nullify. If they start heading in towards like a minus armor strategy, I think then is when you want to flip it over. And when people used to run support Sven, Leshrac was actually one of the heroes they do it with too. You could set up with the Stormhammer, lots of time to set up into a split earth, and make sure that if you were running that as a combination, you'd be a-okay. But I guess right now they're rocking 3 heroes, and Leshrac or Sven could also enter some sort of a core role. We have seen the safe lane Ember Spirit too, if it's required.
Yeah, that's a little bit of
Earthshaker.
Oh, and an Earthshaker comes out.
Alliances,
I mean, I guess this shouldn't be too big of a surprise, given, you know, I think that we've seen Horde run this quite a few times here. Do you like the pick in this context?
Yeah, he's always fun against those heroes like Ember Spirit that like to split push out on their own. You know, he's standing over creep wave, doing his whole flame guard thing. You come from the trees, dunk that guy with your blink dagger. Of course, that happens a lot more in pubs than it does in a pro game, but it's always nice to have it. He's got that long range initiation, can allow someone else to close the gap, can just extend combinations in a fight, or if someone's getting ganked by like a Sven or a Leshrac. Just stopping that combination with Fisher is always there. The saves from OD too come out in a nice combination with Fisher.
Gotcha.
It's all looking pretty good to me. Does seem to secure the Slardar as position 3. I'll be intrigued to see if they go back and towards the Life Stealer with their Slardar. Seems kind of unlikely at this point. Might need someone else to try and hold on to this Ember.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. And I mean, the Venge now also gives you that extra little bit of save, so just need to be a little bit wary as to how they deal with this guy. I'm also just going to mention a quick little disclaimer out there for all you folks. We're trying some new software here. As you can see, there's that fancy little thing that's going on behind the scenes with all these moving objects and stuff. So if things start to get a little bit choppy when we're actually in-game, I'm going to be switching over to our backup strat. But we're trying out something new here. So hope that it ends up working out. We'll cross our fingers, cross our toes, but we might just need to shut the whole thing down.
All right. Excellent.
It will be great. It's going to be great. Mr. TrentPax, never fear. Dota 2 will be here. How do you like the idea of sort of going into like a big right-click damage dealer for Horde? Is there anybody in particular that stands out to you in that regard? Luna's already gone. Is there any hero that you feel like fits with their draft right now in the safe lane?
It's still kind of hard to say no to Life Stealer when you have the Slardar. Just like if you can rely on him to be the guy that holds them in place for that Ember. To me, like the Ember's the main concern that I'm always thinking about, and it looks like for Horde, that is also the case with that Skywrath Mage. So should be the 5th here, and that nice long silence.
Is that the main reason, like to help deal with that Ember Spirit? Is that the reason they're taking this Skywrath Mage? You think? Yeah.
Also, lots of magic damage up against Warcry.
5 seconds.
It's always nice. Leshrac's pretty squishy too. Just overall. Pretty nice snag here. Again, another hero that they run quite a bit. I like these guys because they run some different support picks. Honestly, I'm kind of tired of Rubik, Ogre, and Venge. Not gonna lie, pretty boring. Shadow Demon, I know they're awesome heroes. I'm never gonna fault the team for picking them, but it's nice to see something a little bit different here.
Yeah, I would completely agree with you. I've seen so many Ogre Magis. That being said, it should have been in this game. Come on, if Horde don't take Ogre, who else is supposed to? That felt like maybe a little bit of a lacking moment, but I guess we'll let them get by with it.
That's true, I guess. What are they supposed to pick? Like Ogre, Troll? Those are some pretty Horde-y kind of heroes. Undying, I guess, as well.
Totally. Yeah.
Slack Ban, also nice. Yeah, there you go. I just don't think they're that concerned about the Life Stealer again because of the whole idea that he won't really be able to catch on the Ember. He's a lot of physical damage. Sark would have been a really nice balance of some magic to go with more of Horde's general idea here.
Yeah. You don't normally... I guess I normally don't think too much about it, but especially those early levels, being able to get that bonus coming out from Dark Pact, it's pretty effective. So last ban now for Horde... The little 15
Jonas hero, I guess.
Yeah.
Legion, yeah, that's his big one. His axe would be his other most famous one. But up against the Slardar, Legion ban makes a lot of sense. Can take away the amplify damage. Oh, sorry, the corrosive haze. Of course. We are 2017.
What's the other one?
Slardar has cool names.
Guardian Sprint, isn't that the other one? It's great.
Yeah, man. Bash of the Deep. That's the best one.
5 seconds remaining.
You gotta love it.
That one took like a full meeting, couple brainstorm sessions, probably went and got lunch in between, came back with that one.
But where does he bash from? From the deep, of course. That's right.
It's so obvious once you think of it.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, last pick that's going to come out now. And for Horde, it's going to be the Weaver. Elusive, scary. They've got some control. Actually, they have a decent amount of control. Do you think this might be a little bit of a mistake here?
No, I think it's fine. It's all in Slardar. Crush set up into a Fisher, and then Skywrath. Eventually, Skywrath needs to silence this Ember, would be kind of the dream. And of course, with the new build, there's not really much that you can grab that does anything against silence that synergizes that well with you. He's not going like right-click into a Manta and everything's fine. Now you'd have to pick up the Yules if you wanted something on like the earlier end to help deal with it before like a BKB or just a straight-up Lincoln Sphere, which will probably end up being the option unless he gets dumpstered. So I just like the way that as long as we get a Blink Dagger on the Slardar, or if we're going to use that Fisher, it's just that little bit of stun to give time for Skywrath to close the gap and get the silence off. So The Alliance grabbed the classic combo of Sven Darkseer, and as well as the Iron Shell Ember Spirit. Always terrifying.
God, and I do really like this. I think that it's a nice little draft they've put together for Alliance. I feel like there are some little issues here and there. You know, the Sven Darkseer is always great in theory. Whether it ends up actually working out or not is always the sort of secondary question that comes out. If you can get that Stormhammer laid down right on top of the vacuum, and also Leshrac following it up, they need to hit this combo well, and I feel like an Earthshaker Fissure could kind of throw a spanner or wrench in the what's that expression? I'm just gonna stop. Spanner in the works, is that the one? Wrench in the machine?
Yep, that's good. Spanner in the works. You got it.
All right, we're done. We did it.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know. What are your thoughts there?
About the spanner in the works?
5
Yeah.
seconds remaining.
Very proud of you finally finding the right phrase.
Thank you. The spanner in the wrench, I think, is the real phrase. But
I don't think that's it's definitely spanner in the works.
All right,
we're good. You're all right.
Prepare for battle.
I'm looking forward to another Ember game. You know, this hero, maybe I'm gonna be tired of this guy, but kind of that whole flashy mid game, lots of magic damage, still pretty terrifying. We saw how well it did over at Dota Pit, and not too surprising to see it picked up relatively early in the draft. Well, I guess it was kind of second phase, so it is a little bit surprising. You know, maybe Horde just kind of forgot about him, perhaps.
Yeah.
I guess they had OD in the first phase, so they weren't looking for it themselves.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's necessarily too many just like of those first pick, like you have to get it this early on heroes. So if you want to build around that Ember, then completely makes sense. We'll see this time if Horde have been able to find the answer to this hero that's been plaguing pubs and tournaments worldwide. What do you feel like is the key to really shutting down the magic damage Ember build that we've been seeing take over?
It's got to be just Ake getting the Ancient Seal off.
Okay.
It's hard to get past that. Yeah, whatever it takes to make sure that happens, be it fissures, be it like some sort of a load up with Astral into Crush. Who knows, but trying to shut him down that way. I have to make sure he doesn't ball out of control now. I guess Iron Shell Ember Spirit has always been a terrifying combination. Just you get Flame Guard, plus all that magic damage coming from Iron Shell, and now with the new build, it gets amplified even further thanks to his talents, as well as going in for like a Veil.
The battle begins.
So if Alliance get a little bit out of control here, it could be rather terrifying for Horde.
Yeah. Well, early movement out. They are going to be trying to go onto Jonas, and they have a couple other heroes here. Pablo is in the area. Crutch is going to connect. He's already taken Iron Shell, so no ability to walk out. And with the body blocks, this might be enough, and they get the first blood. Weaver picking that one up.
Classic. The old Darkseer level 1 3-hero gank. You know he's going to have Iron Shell. Like, that's the thing about Darkseer. It's not like you can't just take Surge. I mean, you lose if you take Surge. That's over. You'd rather die than end up with Surge level 1. So, no real choice there. Always love seeing teams punish the level 1 Darkseer. He heads in the jungle. And Pablo, he knows what he's doing. Looks like he's waiting perhaps for Skyrat to come too.
Yeah, I guess so. They'll keep their eyes on it. All right, it looks like we are lagging, so we're gonna bounce out of this one. We're gonna go to the other draft, and we are going to try and make sure that it doesn't lag anymore. I'm sure it's fine. There we go. So tell me, early movement on, as far as lanes are concerned, how do you see this working out for both teams? Is there one side that is going to end up being a little bit more heavily pressured than the other? It looks like already they're just trying to completely shut down Jonas's farm here on the Darkseer.
Yeah, this is, you can see they were kind of ready for this too on the side of Alliance with this ward. I guess Jonas feeling that he was going to be pressured out, knowing he can't be playing around his own shrine in these two camps. So having this general vision of them rotating in has been super helpful for him. Means he's now level 2.5 and feeling okay. He's driven them on out, and these supports kind of, at least they pressure him, but honestly, that's a pretty big win for Jonas. And on the other side, one thing we haven't really talked about, Escalating, he's doing the offlane Shaker. It was the Slardar heading into position 4. Does roam around quite a bit better than a Shaker in the early games in terms of very low mana cost, like Crush, very low cooldown, can actually have an impact off of the Astral in the mid lane perhaps numerous times. So I really like this, but Eskill, he's in a little bit of trouble. This guy's trying though.
Yeah, that's always a scary moment, but able to pop over, grab it, and well, should be fine and dandy. Meanwhile, the Leshrac is going to go up, steal his bounty rune. EGM getting away with theft all over the place.
Oh man, that is painful. And yeah, it turns out Shaker doesn't jungle all too well either. So this is all Eastill can really do right now.
Yeah.
Not an ideal scenario. Like there is nothing he can do about EGM doing this. He's fortunate he even got that last hit.
This is really frustrating. Oh my goodness, I would not be very happy if I was him. And also going to just, take his tree for good measure as well. But the rotation into mid, they're going to be trying to pressure Limp a little bit here, but Pablo not quite able to hit his timing completely right. And, well, they end up, just walking away again. We've seen a lot of Slardars go for this early boots build. Do you rate it that highly and instead putting this Earthshaker in the offlane? Like, do you think that this was the correct decision?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean,
Okay.
Shaker, he can't make any rotations. Like, what difference is Slardar going to have bottom than Shaker in the end?
Yeah.
Like, they're pretty similar. Maybe Slardar could, like, weave around the trees somewhere. But with Avenge and a Leshrac, if you ever get caught with both those heroes in your presence, you're going to die. So, he's skill, like, he can't be down here. Slardar wouldn't be able to be in here. It just takes one magic missile and he's dead.
Okay.
So, one of the best parts about Slardar and Earthshaker from their offlane phase was this, rotating into the mid lane before level 6.
Ooh, Limp in some trouble and going to be able to find it. 4 heroes. Yeah, that feels pretty bad. That is a pretty quick and easy one.
My thanks.
It does take 4 though, so yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world, but still a win for Horde. They'll be happy with that. Kill actually went to Skyrath, it seems, so Aki, I'll pick up the gold on that one. And in that Commocious, Jonas did have both his camps respawn here, and he did clean them on up, so
Yes.
he will lose his bounty rune.
Well, Excalibur, in the meantime, he is just going to continue to have a pretty good time here in the mid lane. You compare the
Getting
CS.
smoked on.
They want to try and do this. Might be a little bit of a problem as, well, the Astral has
Oh,
been
they're
used.
waiting for this range creep.
They want to go in. There's also a dive up in the top lane, but at least for now, it looks like they're not going to be able to... Oh, stun connects onto Excalibur. They have the chains as well, and that is going to be a kill. Meanwhile, top lane, they dove for the kill on Jonas. They end up taking him down as well, so multiple ganks all across the map.
Oh man, that last pixel on the splitter there, that was pretty scary. Barely managing to grab it up there. Pablo into the rush bit. Kind of scary, but he'll be okay.
Well, and then up here top, Loda is going to be completely blocked in by the fissure, but I don't think he cares. He just kills the tower and then eats his way through a tree. So far, kills going into the way of Horde, but you can see that it's still very, very close across the board, just because we've been seeing Alliance farm very heavily on Loda down there in the bottom lane.
Yeah, he's having the time of his life. Sadly, he didn't get the tower last hit, though, so that kind of hurts, considering all the pressure they've been putting on, but he's building on into his Helm of the Dominator. Grab himself a creep soon. Pablo, what a great time to have an Invis rune.
Well, they've found Loda now, though. Oh my god, and all of that farm!
That's death.
Oh, that really hurts. Most farm tier in the game picked off, so another kill going the way of Horde. This is, well, it's starting to feel like their rotations are just a bit better. You still there with me, buddy? Oh my god. Did I lose TrentPax? Hello? Oh my god, did I lose TrentPax? You there? Hello?
Hey!
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, fabulous. It seems we hit a little bit of a DC issue.
There are some shenanigans going on right now. Not exactly sure what that is, but don't worry, it's gonna be fine.
Excellent.
Oh, they found a little catch here in the mid lane with Pablo coming in as well, looking for the crush, not able to find it. That's a tough one.
Yeah, I guess him having a remnant didn't even go for it or something there, but that's gonna be an issue. So, where are we now? Bot lane. Hanskin's actually just farming up here. They've moved Sven up top, so maybe gonna try and do something with a creep here. Of course, he doesn't have anything. You have to wait till the 7th minute. This ward has been doing so much work for the dire side this game.
And that one got placed down really early on. I think that was when they originally got that second gank on Jonas. Considering he's died 3 times, though, he's still gotten a lot of CS and is making his way towards that mechanism.
It's actually giving him so much valuable information.
Yeah.
Just always knowing what Jonas is up to. Like, he's gone back to the base. Loda jungling around now, so he'll be pushing and showing here. But Pablo, knowing this, means he might try something for the mid, as EGM's taking up a little bit of this. Oh, okay, so we're going to go for an Iron Shell play mid.
Yeah, they want to try and take this. There are 3 heroes here for Horde, though, so might be a little bit scary. Just going to send back 1 Remnant, and I guess that they can't really go in on it. It's kind of tough.
Man, these skills just farming away on this camp. All right, another Astral mid, not going to matter.
They want to go in now?
I got scared.
Excalibur, they've got Ion Shell on him. Needs to be careful. He's already used it aggressively. There is going to be the imprisonment, but not able to keep him away from Jonas. So skill drops in 1. A jump away, though, again, and they're not able to make it happen. They might be able to take down Jonas. He's going to run down Earthshaker even. Doesn't manage to find the kill. Could have used that to try and escape, but no such luck. So surviving on sub 40 HP. Skill doing it.
Yeah, that was a bit of a scary dive. You see this early on, it's actually not even that much damage. Both Iron Shells, Flame Guard going. I'm surprised how long it still took them to burn down that OD. Just, I guess, maybe a raindrop charge helping out there, but the build from E-Skill, pretty handy in those situations when you've already used your Fisher and you're just spamming out a couple enchant totems. He has gone for the extra points in the Aftershock, so numerous 1.2 second stuns, thankfully, helping him juke through the tree line there.
Absolutely. Top lane. Getting aggressive. Loda caught with the fissure, and the chase is going to be there. Concussive shot connects onto both of them. With Handskin showing up, it looks like that'll dissuade them from going any further.
I really like this Shaker builds when you're giving farm priority, just because when you get your Blink Dagger, it can have that massive impact.
Yeah.
Does a lot more work with the Aftershock.
Ooh, Limp. He's going to spot Gork right here, coming out of Invis, and we'll have a couple of remnants in the areas. Well, it might be suicide to go in for it, but if he could find that kill, it might be worth it as well. Invis wears off. Double jump forward. Shrine staying alive. E-Skill barely able to do it. Fissure keeps him alive as well. The magic missile, and now the turnaround. Oh my god, that Shrine, so value. Quick fingers on the Dire side to keep him alive there. Woo!
Yeah, considering that was coming out of Invis, you know, it's obviously we see it coming for a very long time, but they were relatively unaware of what was happening. So big saves, very risky play in the end, I would say, from Alliance. Clearly did not pay off, but at least they didn't lose Limp, who's now busy down bottom, chasing Pablo in the tree line. So close to 6. Just want some levels, man.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. That was just him trying to get out of there, but unfortunately not able to completely work. So, well, 10 minutes in, you can take a look at what the net worths are shaping up to be, and it does look like Weaver is sitting top marks right now. Dragonlance and the Blightstone. So we talked a little bit about defensive items for the Weaver. Is that something that you think he needs to go back for this game? Maybe picking up something along the lines of a Lincoln's, or can he just go through the straight up damage?
I mean, the Lincoln's, along with the general, you know, little proc, the mana regen's also so helpful in someone like Weaver. It's an okay game for it. It might just be a BKB game in the end, I think. So having the ring at least gives you a little bit of mana regen, but I wouldn't be shocked to see a BKB. Definitely comes down to sort of like a player preference kind of a thing, but if he gets, you know, if you go Lincoln's but you still get stunned even once, then you're pretty damn dead from between Vacuum, Sven, Ember Spirit. I guess one thing I'm just noticing here is, isn't it weird to see Loda just on the Sven and there's no Ancients? Like, he's got this Helm creep, but it's not busy stacking, it's not doing its thing, you know? We're new Sven era, dude.
Yeah.
He's just got a creep, like, guarding his jungle instead. And I can remember at Dota Pit there were a couple times where it was brought up, like in the panel, just like, you know, why not Sven here? And a lot of times you'd hear like Merlini or Fog just saying like, I don't think Sven's a hero.
Yeah.
So it's surprising to see them bring it in a core role. Definitely understand the idea when it's up against the minus armor of a Slider, but so many people just not going full committal on the hero, opting for the support instead. So it's going to be intriguing to see how they can make it work. A lot of people thought maybe the Mask of Madness new build would be great for Sven, but Helm is just a little bit too good for Loda to pass up, and he's just going to go for the Echo Saber now, and he's going to live.
Oh my god. Oh, Spidey senses tingle, and he hops out of there. That was one of those moments. Like, he didn't even finish off the camp. Normally you see somebody get greedy, but props to Loda, realizing time to walk away. And he only TP'd over to the tier 1 tower. Huh.
Yeah, just joining up with his allies. I mean, look, like these wards up top too, I guess, just make things a little bit too scary. He's like, all right, there's no one in their jungle right now. Like, they are definitely ganking me, like, one way or another.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Well,
under attack.
tier 1 tower looking to go down, and the unfortunate part right now for Horde is they don't really have great ways to deal with this group up pressure that's coming. And, you know, with the Helm of the Dominator creeps that are going to be able to be there and scouting things out right now, I don't know how you deal with this exactly. They see exactly where the Skywrath Mage is, and as well as the Weaver, and they're actually going to go as well, drop in the Sentry Ward, and they're able to find him. Get the kill onto Weaver. Alliance. Sick plays coming out.
Yeah, Horde just kind of dodging right now. Really wanting Pablo to get up in that Blink Dagger, and he's getting really close. Once that happens, we'll definitely see them smoke up, try and get a little bit aggressive. Ake's going to run to EGM. Gives him the slow. Alliance on Alliance action here.
Well, they'll be able to find him.
Save.
Out and away. They get the kill. Ake able to escape. Stuff.
Even Max Wave of Terror, not quite enough there to pick up the kill in the end. So, yeah, Ake will be A-okay. Jonas farming up here. What looks like dangerous territory, but he's got a couple wards. Jeez, I tell you, every single ward from Alliance's game, they start one over here, they another one here, now we got two in here, just a lot of pressure. We got another one in the mid lane. It's like a lot of focus on this dire side jungle, trying to take advantage of it. Of course, the new patch, you know, it's only every 2 minutes that camps spawn. Extra punishing when you can steal some resources away from your opponents and open up space in your own jungle for Loda to farm, because he doesn't have that full clear all the time now.
Oh, an Excalibur.
That's a big pick.
His team is coming in right now, and if they can no, not gonna happen. No way out, but Lim might end up paying the price as well, as everybody's on top of him. He does go down. So nice little combo there, but they lose the OD for it.
Yeah, that hurts. Just not enough magic damage to try and burst away that Flame Guard in time. Oh, I hear Loda, yep. He does have one stack of Ancients, okay. Gonna opt in the Gods, trying to clean this on up. But that gold, what does it do? Still nothing for E-skill. Man, if only he got that kill. That would have been so nice for him.
All right. Well, it looks like we're going to have to try and do something real quickly. What's going to happen is we are going to bring down the stream very shortly and then bring it back in just a second. So hopefully it ends up working. Okay, never mind. Just got word that that's not what's going to happen. All right, EGM Gator ran on again. Don't worry, guys. Everything is fine. Brought down super low by just those couple of right clicks with the bugs on him. Not what you like to see at all.
Yeah, man, it's still just kind of these three heroes awkwardly sitting mid, but there's low mana on Gork. He also doesn't have ulti, so can't really commit.
That's one of those moments. All right.
Nice dive, though.
Yeah.
It's pretty quick there and back, and geez, Pablo's just like out of there, man. Just like a bandit, dude. Gets his kill, suddenly he's like in the Radiant jungle. He's gone.
That's a scary thing.
Yeah, this is that nice little upswing for them too, because they've got the Blink Dagger, and now they can start thinking about Roshan as well. Trying to get on into that using their Weaver. He's going for the Diffusal Blade next on board.
Well, meanwhile, back over towards the Alliance side, where got the mechanism online for a little while now for Jonas, trying to build next towards that Blink Dagger, I would imagine. And Sven has already got his Echo Saber up and online and the Blink Dagger done. It feels like this could be a pretty strong timing for them. Like all of that bonus initiation that you get by having the follow-up from Sven, this could be a nice little timing. Do you imagine that they would try and go for like pressure to try and take down the towers here? Oh my goodness. Are they going to find him again? Borg in some trouble. Good time lapse away, but they were able to find him. Nice Sakuchi is going to be able to dodge away from that Stormhammer. And with Limp Silence, there's no way to follow it up on it, though. I don't think. Maybe good third edge crutch. Nice little swap away, but still the follow-up fissure is going to be able to control them somewhat. Not quite enough. They don't have that like third stun there. That was a really great combination, but couldn't follow up on it.
And now on the EGM.
Yeah. Well,
I really like this Diffusal Blade pick by Gork, actually. It's really smart. Yeah, you can see him in that fight, too, using it. Like, they pop Warcry to try and counter, and you just diffuse it off. And not only are you slowing them, but removing the Warcry and adding all that other damage from the corrosive. Oh, nice stun. Loda came in.
Well, they're able to catch him for a moment. Jonas is still there. Does have Vacuum Wall if they want to use it. Waiting for the moment. Just throwing ion shells and gonna end up being fine. All right.
We're chill now. We're just backing off.
Fortune.
Well, What do you think about the next couple of minutes? What's the sort of objectives for each of the teams as far as what they're going to try to accomplish?
Towers would be great for the Dire. Still haven't got one down yet. They're working on it. Now that Gork's got a little bit of wiggle room, just feeling a bit tankier. It's a little bit more perhaps freedom to roam around these side lanes, put some pressure down bottom, sees low to rotate. Maybe he'll try and head mid, do the same thing. And if anyone wins a big fight, Roche is always an option, despite him being riskier with shrines nearby. The whole change to his HP and his armor status just means that someone like Slardar and Weaver can do a great job up against him. Jonas up in the tree line. We'll see if they go for a scan here to try and sniff him out. But
oh my god!
Walk on into him.
Oh, Pablo! All right, there you are, buddy. He's gonna try and walk through and able to jump away for the moment. They've still got eyes on him though, and as soon as he rears up, they've got the Mystic Flare. That's going to be a kill. All right, Pablo. He knew something was up. He just walks back there. Easy kill.
Yeah. Virtually no way out there, too. Just, I mean, Blink Dagger on Pablo. Nothing there for Jonas, just his mech, so. Yeah. Didn't have a chance to pop it off.
Well, it looks like right now 5-11, and Alliance is still winning right now in terms of the net worth. Just by virtue of those towers that we talked about, but they're able to find more kills. Is this an issue for you, the way that the game is going, that Horde has been able to lead in kills, but they're still not sort of taking that objective advantage?
No, I think it's very logical just with their heroes. The Earthshaker and the Slardar both kind of needing up into that Blink Dagger to really feel that powerful. You look at something like Venge and Leshrac, they just like, press Q, dead hero. Things are a little bit tougher for Horde. They had to set up with a lot of Astrals. I'd love to see a smoke soon, just because they have this blink up on E-skill.
Yeah.
They have Echo Slam. You just kind of feel like you want to use it, And maybe that's what they're getting into right now. Starting to group down bottom. Courier's heading home.
Yeah. And there's this nice timing before Darkseer manages to get his Blink Dagger up and online where, they can sort of take advantage of it. What do you feel like would be great for Weaver as the next item? Do you think he just keeps on doubling down upon the damage here? You said you like the Diffusal Blade pick.
I think he's probably starting to think defensively. I'd be pretty surprised if he went more into damage at this point. Just things are getting pretty scary. He's a lot of their damage. They have all this control, but if Gork goes down, there's not that many people left to capitalize on it. It's basically just OD. Excalibur trying to work his way through these fights with his 4-staff Midas, so... I would assume BKB or Lincoln Sphere, whatever his preference is.
Okay.
Depends on how risque he's feeling.
That is...
by lines to skip the pit, too.
It's one thing that I will talk about a little bit is I've liked the Weaver talent tree because it gives you options to go for more damage through your talents or more survivability. So he's gone for all of the ones that are about survivability. +6 strength, +7 to all stats. That's 13 bonus strength that he's got. He's fairly tanky compared to most Weavers at this point. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, he is pretty beefy right now. Hard to tell if that smoke was spotted at all. Doesn't look like it was.
Yeah.
But they let the wave get right to their tower, so this should give away the fact that they're out rotating.
It was Roche at all. They will spot out the Dark Troll Summoner as well, which is going to get the D ward. Great. And I guess that they're going to try and go for initiation here. The smoke breaks on EGM, but Pablo not willing to take that jump.
Yeah, I think Alliance are fully aware of what's happening here from the Dire side. Yeah, the problem is, and I was kind of rethinking my whole idea on the smoke, just because when you actually look over to the Dire side vision, they don't have a good idea of what's going on whatsoever. They have like one defensive ward here. They don't have anything deep right now. They have no idea if Alliance are currently moving. They've been doing a great job of just keeping this full spread of creeps moving forward. I mean, they have towers, they have heroes in like every lane it seems pushing.
Yeah. Well, I guess that sort of speaks a little bit to why they had that advantage despite the kill score, and it's continuing to go that route. You've got Horde that are the ones that are sort of grouping up to move around the map, but
they're not moving. They're like here.
Yeah, exactly. It's sort of weird.
That's just scary. Like, Limp's got these bots now, too, so he's just mobile across the whole map. He just heads down bottom, but you never know when he's going to jump right back into the mid. And it's not like Pablo can do anything here.
Yeah.
Just kind of like sit here and maybe leech a couple of creep experience.
Yeah, they don't feel super strong about the fights right there. In the mid lane, the fight went pretty well for them, although there's a lot of those defensive abilities and just high movement speed in general. Do you think it might be worth it to try and think about going towards that Atos now for OD? Like, he's going for the BKB, it looks like. Well, actually, it looks like he just has
Yeah,
an
I think
ogre
he finished his Dragonlance.
Okay.
I think it's finished up already.
Okay.
And then in the BKB. Right now, I think for Alliance, they're just doing the right thing because the only way they lose this game, at least right now, and lose this momentum they have, is if they group up and push into a tower and all get Echo Slammed and crushed and OD ulted. Like, why bother? They know right now they're winning the farm game. They're building a BKB up into their Sven, which is the most important thing before they fight anything. They know they have good control. Like, they can probably just smoke in and then get some wards up, maybe find a pick and then move into towers, but in terms of like that general pressure and giving an Earthshaker and a Slardar exactly what they want in a team fight, there's really no reason for them to give that. If you're Horde, maybe you're starting about trying to find like a smoke into a quick pick via like crush into silence or something. Maybe trying to catch Embro to one of these side lanes using the Slardar. But again, they don't have that vision in here, so they don't know when the entirety of Alliance is planning like a bait play bottom or something.
Yeah.
But sitting back like this is a really long time where there's just 4 heroes here.
Yeah.
I would consider it a bit concerning.
Well, and a lot of times what you would end up seeing is what Earthshaker is doing right now, as well as Pablo, is movement into the enemy jungle and then trying to take out the camp. So I like that that's what they're starting to do, and they're going to get at least a little bit of pressure applied to this tier 1. Maybe they can even take it down. Oh, the fissure is now blocking the creeps from hitting the tower. So
Bottom tower is
that's
under
fine.
attack.
Yeah. They're starting to move around. It still is 4, and it looks like Alliance are going to be doing the same type of movement to pressure the tier 2 tower up in the top lane.
Radiant's bottom
See if they come
Pablo's
to
crazy, dude. He's like face checking Roche right now.
Dire's top tower is under
He's just
attack.
like, oh, I haven't seen them. I guess Sven had just shown top, so it wasn't really too risky at that point. But making sure there's no creep inside. So yeah, nice little scout there by Horde, just getting to that whole side, but
Fortified.
it looks like it will cost them their tower.
Well, and they spot out the Weaver right there on the other side. Right now, Horde do not have good vision of everybody's movement, but the smoke and
Smoke.
can to go again. Yeah, Horde realized that this could be a little bit sneaky, and they're playing it safe.
You can see the great positioning from Alliance while that tower was up too. Like just completely spaced out, no option whatsoever for like echo slams or anything like that. Just letting Loda kind of bear the brunt of it, and always have his back up there, the BKB.
Oh man, Excalibur is kind of left alone, although we do have a lot of heroes there. There's the jump forward, trying to get it. The Fissure is going to break it for the moment, and actually a nice little jump away. They don't have any control right now over the side of Horde. They are going to be able to bring down E-Skill, possibly. No, Lipnot on top of it. EGM going to drop Excalibur very low, but not dead as of yet. And, well, it looks like he is going to be able to walk away, at least for the moment, in the river. Loda trying to chase down Gorik. Not going to happen. Jump back into the battle that's going on here. Able to take down the Darkseer before he can run down Excalibur. Good play. And now Gorik looking for more. Diffusal Blade starting to do some work. You do have illusions that are there. Creating some more damage. Oh, a good magic missile breaking Pablo before he can get the crush off. And that might have been enough to save him as Limp is shown back up. They have control over the Weaver. He is going to go down. Takes the Venge with them, but not at all worth it. And runs through the wall. E-Skill now in trouble. Gets brought down by Limp. So the fight going okay for Horde. They take 3 in exchange for 2. And the crush, not able to find Limp there. Able to jump away.
Jeez, like I said, Gork did so much work that fight with his BKB. Dished out like 5,000 damage. And surprised that fight went as well as it did for Horde, to be honest. Like the very beginning, Ake as well as E-Skill got caught out by a double Searing's change and immediately bursted down to Ake. So you lost that element of control. Again, Limp still no defensive item. You know, he has no way to purge that silence if he gets caught up in it. So definitely a prime target for him, and just narrowly avoided death there from E-Skill. Just got to blink out right before another slight came through looking for the chains and was able to get back into that fight. So maybe a little bit fortunate there for the side of Horde that it even went that well, but still, Alliance victory. Alliance will continue putting on this pressure. Now we're doing Maelstrom for Limp here, as he did survive through that engagement. Maybe another smoke coming up here as they group around.
Well, the thing, that is a scary one. Pablo going to actually be able to find Jonas again. Second time this game he's found him in the trees. And now in a lot of trouble. It's going to be...
no, it's all space, dude. Oh, no.
Oh, what's going on?
That would have been the juke of the century.
Oh my god, into the trees! Jonas making the plays, trying to vacuum his way out. He's in some trouble right now. The bugs, are they going to hit him? They do. Oh, he's in a lot of trouble. E-Skill jumps in. They find the kill.
All right, space. They got Roche. You know, it's fine.
Yeah, they did get Roche while that was happening. So
Oh my god, he was so close. He went for a vacuum too to try and break all the trees around him, but it was just a little bit too far, and he couldn't Iron Talon to them. Oh, it was so close.
man, that would have been great.
Yeah. Again, though, definitely still win for Alliance. It's fine. Got 3 heroes chasing around down there.
Yeah.
Now Aegis and Chrysalis up on the Loda. See if he goes in for that ever popular Bloodthorn build. Pretty fun on Sven.
Yeah, that one is a pretty neat little guy. I guess in that instance, since you haven't seen any defensive items really built, I guess Weaver has a BKB now, so
Yeah.
that should be enough.
Well, during that last fight, it certainly helped him out. But the one thing, Lincoln's versus BKB doesn't really dissuade you from things like Orchid and whatnot heading into those like mid to later parts of the game, just because the timer gets shorter and you know when BKB's down. It's never a mystery. Whereas Lincoln's, you always gotta be kind of careful.
Yeah.
And you're like trying to pop it and then get the Orchid on or something like that. But it'll just be the Daedalus. That's the one thing about Bloodthorn Lord. It's very expensive. Like,
Yeah.
it ain't that cheap. Everyone's like, why even buy Daedalus these days? It's not 7,000 gold, so that kind of helps.
That is a really good point. And I mean, at the end of the day, also, it's you probably like Bloodthorn can win you a fight, but Daedalus is gonna like continue to make sure that you can also do damage afterwards, more so onto the tower and stuff. Anyways, I like it this game. Tier 1 tower is dropped in the bottom lane as well as now soon to be the top, but in the meantime, Alliance is pressuring the tier 2 here, and this is becoming a bigger and bigger issue for Horde. Like, do they even think that they want to try and take a fight, or do they just keep going?
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
They're definitely not going to save this tier 2 mid, and then Alliance is going to back in towards the shrines anyway.
Middle tower is under attack.
Oh.
They're all TPing, but I don't think they can take this fight.
I mean, Hanskin is up here on the high ground already. Maybe if they TP'd to the shrine that was down there by the secret shop, it could have worked, but this is feeling very sketchy, and Gork there throws the bugs, realizes that Hanskin's going to be in the area, Loda jumps back, and, well, that's it. Tier 2 down.
And they all just TP'd into base too, so you can immediately kill the shrine.
Yeah.
There's no way there's like a fight coming here. Then again, you also can't just like TP 5 heroes onto a shrine with Alliance's current heroes anyway, so easy cleanup. Last shrine, the only bastion of TPs left for the side of Horde outside of their own base.
Granted, it
Things
is
looking
probably
very Alliance favored.
the best one in terms of being able to contest Roche, so at least that's something. Well, Pablo looking. Ember scouts him out, and, well, he's going to try and go now. Echo Slam used. They aren't trying to get away. They are going to be able to control for the moment, trying to do the damage. Swap back in. Fine. No, he ends up going down. Vacuum wall onto 3. Not sure if it's going to be enough. They pop the shrine, trying to stay alive. Pablo getting ran down, is going to die. 3 gone. They take down the Ember, but a big old cost.
Man, they were so close to not getting that Ember. Whew. Just barely missing out on a couple chain stuns there, but that actually ends up being a gold swing for the Radiant. I thought it might go the other way, but I guess Ember's not really that far. He is below both the OD and the Weaver. So despite all this map presence that they've been getting on the side of Alliance, he has now, I guess, been grouped up for quite a while. So they've moved around from objective to objective, so he's not just going, bots, kill wave, bots, kill wave. And Excalibur, surprisingly firm, given the current situation.
Yeah, that Midas early on definitely helps, and I guess, Shiva's Guard, pretty great little answer to a lot of the things that Alliance is throwing out there. You've got a good amount of damage coming from Sven, plus just the vision in general. I feel like this item is maybe underbuilt or undervalued now, I'm not sure, but it feels like everybody's going for, like, Blade Mail and all that stuff. I'm waiting for some more Shivas to come out from these guys.
Definitely going to be nice up against Sven, Venge, plenty of physical damage. That is one nice thing about Alliance's lineup, though. The whole mixed damage concept, hard to build up against this when you're dealing with Venge Aura, as well as just Sven in general and his right clicks, and then on the other side of that, you've got Darkseer, Leshrac, Ember Spirit, so nice little balance of magic and physical. So we'll just kind of play this whole waiting game for Alliance. We're back in that same scenario, it would seem, where they're just kind of content, just getting into that next big round of items. Doesn't appear that they'll get much more out of this Aegis. They've gotten everything outside of the base, and yeah, they'll dissipate now. So very solid 3 or 4 minutes here for Alliance.
Yeah.
And they just gotta make sure they don't fall into that trap of going into a high ground or going into a bad fight versus Earthshaker. Just never give Escale the opportunity to turn this game around like this hero's done so many times in the past.
Oh, Pablo wanted to get out. Not going to happen. They throw the fissure, the blink away immediately by Earthshaker, realizing that is not where he wants to be. And luckily, they are all going to be able to escape. But yeah, I guess the one thing that I would say about it, though, is that it's not such a substantial lead that you can feel entirely comfortable in Alliance either, particularly if BKB charges continue to wear down. Like, is there still an opening in this game for Horde to make a comeback?
I mean, there always is.
Yeah.
Like, the high ground defense of the Earthshaker is never one to, to completely ignore. So, it's not just Shaker, right? I mean, you're still dealing with Sandy's Eclipse. You're dealing with Slider Crush, too. I mean, some of the best Slithering crushes of all time. He's just as impactful as an Echo Slam. So they just already showing really nice positioning from Alliance and all their previous sieges just inside the tier two, outside in these tier 2s. But with Shrines up on the high ground now, we all know how difficult it can be to get on up there. So it'll probably just end up being patience that wins this one out for them.
Yeah. Well, Pablo, in the meantime, has already picked up one component of his BKB and is getting pretty close to the other two now. You got a Chrysalis picked up for the Weaver as well on top of his BKB and Dragonlance, so there's a good amount of farm on these guys. I'm starting to wonder, it just feels like they kind of have to avoid the Sven in these fights. Just stay away from this guy. He's too big and powerful right now.
Yeah, it looks like it's just kind of like all in Excalibur in a way, that he can't be the one who gets focused by Sven.
Oh.
They're going to walk right into them.
This is Ake, who does manage to get the silence off, but not able to quite find him as of yet. Jump forward, tons of damage coming out. Echo Slam completely off the mark. Nice jump away by EGM, able to make his way out of there. And they lose the Skywrath, lose the Echo. About to lose more if they can't manage to get away. Jonas trying to run. They have Gork right there. The vacuum back. Too much damage for him. A double kill for Loda, and everybody else is just saying, get me out of here. Oh, what a disaster right there for the Horde.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if E-Skill thought he hit 4-step first or something like that, but couldn't quite find the area it seemed like he was looking for that Echo Slam. And you can understand, though, like, Horde, if they just let Alliance farm out on this map, they will seemingly lose eventually, so just try and find themselves a quick play. But did not work out for them this time. No Aegis at the very least.
Yeah. No, it's true. This is one way that they can maybe get back into it. Again, the Shiva's Guard is out and trying to slow down Loda's pressure onto this tower. It's already been brought down to just a little bit under 100 HP, so we'll see if they can
really want to commit for this, though. Echo's down.
Oh, God, the Sun! Oh, into the vacuum as well. Excalibur gets the BKB off. Needs to be so careful right now, though. And, oh, there's the swap in some trouble. His BKB is about to run out. Limp finds a nice little stun. Hanskin is there as well. He is going to be able to run down Excalibur. He's inside the Astral Imprisonment, but I don't think he's going to be able to get out of here. Tries to 4-step away. No such luck. They bring him down. Buyback from Excalibur. Does still have Sanity's Eclipse, so might be able to make something happen with this. Crush, a little bit off the mark. They have the chains, and that's going to keep him back. Oh, man. Alliance. Just right on top of it. We said that there could be some issues with the vacuum into Stormhammer, but show that they've done this before.
Yeah, that made things better than a nice vacuum combination there. Split it perfectly timed there.
Yeah.
To get everything going. They did dive a little bit to the west there, though, so they didn't end up getting any of the actual wrecks. A lot of space made. They chased Excalibur through 2 shrines. So he was activating them, trying to keep himself alive as long as possible, and it did work. Forced his own buyback, but yeah, you have drawn them off of your base. And at least the Echo Slam will be back up. But now we're looking towards the Roche Pit. Be back up in about a minute here. Not a massive concern for Alliance. If anything, you just want to get a lot of vision up and around it as you farm in towards your next items. Make sure it doesn't get snuck by Horde, perhaps send in your creep.
That could be a pretty nice little one. EGM now, he's also, I mean, everybody just feels like they've got pretty much what they need on their heroes. The, like, 4-staff and Atos on this Leshrac, I just gotta imagine is so terrifying for these heroes. Particularly the BKB charge is pretty low now. Oh, I guess Excalibur still has 9 seconds, but Goric down to 8. They're okay.
Yeah, fresh one for Pablo too, though. So
yeah.
They have no control
Dire's
through
top
BKB
tower
besides
is under
swap,
attack.
and for the most part, that is going to be saved for defensive purposes. So, can feel pretty confident, I would say, in their next fight if they can start out on even footing. A lot of pressure on E-skill again, though.
Yeah. Well, and I guess also as well,
Dire's
Jonas,
top
who
tower
did make
is
that
under
great play
attack.
before. They're in the Roche pit now, realize that he's up, but not willing to go on him as of yet. Alliance smoked, and I mean, do you think that either side really wants to take a fight right now? Like, are Alliance comfortable just going right into this? Oh god, Hart done on Sven.
Yes, now they are.
Alright.
This is the AUI build. The classic. I guess usually he goes for like the hard AC, but
Yeah.
Dire's
Well,
bottom tower
we'll
is
see.
under
Oh, I
attack.
like this play as well. EGM is still smoked up inside the pit, so we'd see if anybody happened to walk in right there. And yeah, Roche is just down.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Helm goes into the old backpack.
Water.
Aegis for himself there, so I guess Helm and Echo Saber. Oh, he's actually gonna keep out the Echo Saber. Yeah, that makes sense. You're not gonna use your BKB anyway. Well, you get Aegis, so Loda looking to really YOLO in here this next engagement.
Yeah, he's ready to go. Absolutely. Octarine Core done on Ember Spirit a little while ago is building back towards the Mjolnir now. It feels like we just got pretty much everything, and you talked about it. Patience being shown. God, yeah, and he has the BKB in there as well inside his backpack. In terms of respawn time versus backpack swap time, there's enough time to get it out before you BKB, right?
Yeah, technically there would be like a 1 second delay.
Okay.
But maybe before you're dying, you swap your BKB and like your Echo Saber or something.
Okay. So
That way
there,
your BKB is ready right when you come out, and your Echo Saber is the 1 second cooldown.
so you might have a second there where, like, if you don't swap it out, then they could chain stun you out of Aegis.
Some serious backpack management is required here, Lyrical.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to see it. But no BKB for this fight for Sven. We'll keep our eyes on the rest of the side of Horde, how they decide to take this fight, if they happen to notice this or not. Jump forward, EGM. Force staffed away, but he is going to be brought down now.
Is under attack.
So there's one go in their direction. Pablo looking for more now. Well, Limp has found him. He pops his own BKB, deciding to walk back away. Jonas jumps forward. They're not able to find the stun. Two birds that crush. The Echo is there as well. Follow-up stun is going to be there. Onto the Sven. Loda in some trouble. We'll see what he ends up doing. Brings the BKB over, so he is going to be able to BKB out of this. He talked about expert backpack management, and he has already used it. BKB not popped, trying to chase forward for a little bit more. That is the OD already gone, though. And now Gorik in some trouble as well. They're going to be able to control him. Time-lapse back and away. And, well, Pablo, another two-person stun. Fissure comes out as well. Still holding on to that BKB. Pops God Strength and, oh, with no OD, this is going really rough. Yeah. This is some good play right here by Alliance.
Dire's top tower
Yeah,
is
and
under
their team
attack.
that, for the past little while, they've struggled. Definitely games I've watched, late game decision making, it's been very poor. I'm sure they would agree. And a lot of them, they just made
Dire's
mistakes
top
that
barracks are under
players of
attack.
their caliber usually don't. But ever since like WESG and
Ooh.
quick BKB,
That was really nice. On the money. Pablo brought down again as well. Jonas, they're just throwing this guy all over the damn place. Pablo is going to be controlled here. And, well, so is Gorik, actually. He's taking a good bit of damage, but now they brought in EGM. He's silenced up and going to get ran down. There's 4 staffs all over the damn place. Gorik pops his BKB as well, trying to chase this down. I don't think that they're going to be able to find the kill. They are on to Loda now, though. And, well, maybe... No, he's only down to half HP. And in 2 seconds... Gonna be back up to full again as well. That heart. My goodness.
yeah, it's something else. But yeah, they've played well. They've been patient. They've gone for the proper objectives at the right times. They've waited for items before going into big engagements. And now they're just ready to clean up bottom.
Absolutely.
They know OD's not coming back. His buyback's still on cooldown.
I mean, you even have that evasion on Loda right now. It feels like it's so hard to imagine this actually working out for them. But, well, BKB popped.
Dire's bottom barracks.
They are going to leave the ranged barracks for a second, not wanting to give anything away here. So,
Yeah, maybe not 100% certain on the cooldown of Echo Slam, so he's still coming back. They're just like, not worth it. Could be chain stunned into coming back up online anyway. And It's only 2 range racks. I mean, this is a painful way to go. Only the range racks. Every single point of damage will be mattering from waves coming in. You know, they're not there for a second. Loda can simply jump in and annihilate their hopes of this game.
Yeah.
Which are already dwindling quickly.
And they don't really have that many other ways to deal with wave clear in general. Like, Weaver went for Bloodthorn, which I think you could say in this instance is pretty good pickup, but they just don't have anything. I was like, yeah, Skywrath Mage, for goodness sakes. This hero is not meant to hit creeps. So, for Horde, look into game 2, Moppax.
Yeah.
Not that it's completely gone, but if you had one thing that you felt like was a big problem in this game for them, what do you think it was?
Maybe just a lineup that seemed to be giving away a lot early.
Okay.
Not that that's all, you know, sometimes that's just the nature of a lineup and stuff, but with both the Earthshaker and the support Slardar, like, I think generally support Slardar, my favorite pairing, and I think everyone's would be Darkseer. You know, it's the best one there is. He gets Iron Shell, he can come to your lane, he can do stuff, your enabler. They had the OD to enable too, but they couldn't get the slippery mid of the Ember Spirit, so it was tough for both Slardar and Earthshaker to have that nice impact early smoke on smoke action here. Yeah,
Loda is going to be moving up front and center. They have the Ember, who's been able to at least show himself in lane, as does the OD. No other vision gained as of yet. Handskin might be able to spot somebody. Could pull back in Ake. They do have swap available if they want to throw it out, but hanging on to it for the moment. Now jump forward onto Lip. Lots of damage. Swap back out. Fine for the moment. 2 people caught. Tons of damage there. Gork is going to be able to stay alive. He might have been able to time-lapse away from that, but gets caught in the Astral, so it's going to be forced to back out. Excalibur still trying to deal with EGM. Stays Eclipse. Not nearly enough damage, and the buyback is there, but is it really going to be enough? I don't think so. Jonas barely taking anything. They have the stun. They have the damage, and in just a second, they're going to have the game as well. The dieback from OD is going to be that final nail in the coffin as the ultra kill comes out and GG is called.
Yeah, again, just very well played by Alliance. Looking strong. You know, Horde not able to find the answers to the Sven, the dead hero. Leave it to the Swedes to make Sven work. You know, he's all Viking and whatnot. Should be a rogue Viking, not a rogue knight. But yeah, hyped up for game 2.
Absolutely. You can take a look at these stats right here. Moppax, any sort of final thoughts on this game besides the general frame rate issues that we had throughout it? Don't worry, guys. It's going to be taken care of in between the games.
Luckily, I didn't have to deal with that. I guess just, again, the whole idea of just giving away so much early, right? It felt like they were ready to kind of bring this whole pull-in and let their towers fall and try and bounce back with like big Echo Slams and stuff like that. And that might work against some teams, but you can see how Alliance just really got it in their head, like, okay, don't give them that. Do not give them the Echo Slam. They never grouped up. There was like barely any good opportunities for it. So tough game for eScale to capitalize. And Jonas, on the other hand, those vacuums, man, extremely well played. Looking forward to see what they go for next.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. We're going to be back in just a few minutes with game number 2. Hope that you guys enjoyed the broadcast. Again, myself and TrentPax, your 2 broadcasters for this one. And we'll see you in a second with more from the StarLadder EU qualifiers. Be right back in a bit.